cause serious life-threatening breathing problems. Ask about naloxone for opioid overdose. Get emergency help right away if you're faint, dizzy, sleepy, confused, have problems breathing, seeing, or talking, or if naloxone is given. Don't take with other opioids, benzos, alcohol, or other drugs, including street drugs. This can cause severe drowsiness, decreased awareness, breathing problems, coma, and death. In emergencies, tell medical staff you're on Sublocade for opioid dependence. This isn't a full list of risks and side effects. Talk to your doctor and read patient label for more information. If you or a loved one is struggling with opioid addiction, visit Sublocade.com.
To go and pick up my coat? Should I have to do that? I don't know. Yeah, y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all let me know. $3,000, man. The guy didn't see. That's too much. You know why you saying that? Because you ain't going through all the fucking dealing with this shit. That's why. See, people always got an opinion when they not the one that's in the situation, part of the situation. You always got a perfect opinion and a perfect solution on how to get the shit done. But old Mr. Miyagi about to change that, man. I'm about to stop letting customers buy parts, just like the Mercedes. You got to feel like you got the wrong fucking feel like. Let me tell y'all the thing that I don't understand about this. When you go on Sunday racing or wherever the fuck you go and buy the part from, or wherever I tell you to buy it from, whatever the price is, that's what it costs. You load all that shit up in the car, get the total, send it to me. If I got a problem, I can bring it back myself. If you buy it, I gotta ship it back to you. I gotta wait for you to get it, then wait for you to get it back, and then wait for it to get it back. It's too much bullshit, man. It's too much bullshit, and I ain't got time for it. Just like this shit. I've been calling this guy 2-3 days, no answer. So, you know what I'm gonna do? That's why I went 2 hours to buy this. Because this guy used this, oh man, he showed me for the motor. I need to get the motor before I can come and get the car. Well, that was fucking motor. And I'm about to install the motor.
We're about to cut some plastic, boys and girls. Yo, what's up? This is John from Judge, it's your girl, Peach, capital with a state, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna pay for it too. You gonna pay me back. But guess what? That day right there is the day that storage starts on. Because that day is the day that my drive is there. I'm not a gun shop. Once I get my tool to put a tool in this car where I can drive or run, stay, I don't even care if you drive. Because I'm not the one.
I'm gonna show y'all how I cut this plastic, this HDM plastic for these doors. I've already cut 3 of them. So I'm gonna show you how I cut the last one. It's supposed to be 67 degrees today, boys and girls. It's supposed to be 67 degrees. It's gonna be nice. Willie, if you watching this, Willie, you need to drop another video. Well, that's good, Henry. I'm ready for it. Willie, if you watching this, you need to drop another video. I done watched every one of your videos. 343 videos. Now I'm on repeat. Now we're doing reruns. Doing reruns.
For the new subscribers to the channel, this is my personal code.
So we'll eat a little bit of grits. Oh, we got 30 people on here. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna cut this piece of aluminum. Not aluminum. Well, we gotta cut aluminum too. But we're gonna cut this last plastic. You can already see that I got plastic shavings everywhere. Y'all see this right here? I done got plastic shavings everywhere. The plastic I'm talking about cutting, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. This is what I'm talking about right here. Cut this right here. So we're gonna cut some more. We're gonna cut one more piece. What's up, Gary? We're gonna eat these grits right quick. I told Willie Rebuild he need to drop another video. I done watched all his videos. Now I'm on reruns. So that night crew ain't. I know, right? We're gonna have to get rid of. We're gonna have to fire the janitor. We're gonna have to fire the janitor. He ain't cleaning up. He ain't cleaning up. He ain't taking the trash out. He ain't sweeping. He ain't doing nothing. I don't know what the hell he's doing in here. He must be sitting in there watching Willie Rebuild all night, I guess. I guess that's what he's doing. I don't know. Hot cereal. I ain't had no hot cereal. I probably eat some oatmeal. But I tell you what, man, this stuff. Hey, Carlos, no politics, no religion, man. No politics, no religion. No politics, no religion. I did get the stuff back from the powder coater. Y'all see that right there? Y'all see the stuff from the powder coater right there? Looking good, ain't it? Looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Looking good in the neighborhood. I dropped off a bunch of more yesterday. All the dash panels, the speaker pods. I forgot to take the doghouse. I forgot to take it, so I got to take it back. Dropped off the e-brake. I dropped off the bracket that holds the gauge cluster. Dropped off the gauge cluster. Yeah, it looks good. I did a good job, man. They always do a good job, always.
Effortless is not as the word would use.
Also,
Effortless.
they got this new little tool. Now, I'm gonna eat my grits. Y'all stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, drop a comment. When I finish eating these grits, we're gonna cut this piece of plastic with this Diablo skill saw blade. I'm gonna show you how this thing eats. So, they got this tool at the daggone at the powder coaters. He showed me this tool. There's a piece of plastic in my grits. The janitor would get that. So anyways, he showed me this tool. It looks like a camera lens. It's round, right? It's about yay round, about yay tall. He said, man, you download the app on your phone. So this thing is so freaking cool, man. So you download the app on your phone, your iPhone. You take this little camera and you put it on the panel. And then you scan it just like you would do anything else. You scan it like in 4 or 5 different locations, right? And then it pulls the image up, and then you tell it what you want. RMS, you tell it what you want it. And then it gives you a paint code that's damn near pretty close, right? That is so freaking cool. So he told me the next time I come up there, he'll have an extra one that I could borrow so I can scan the panels on the 68C10. And also, I'm gonna order some paint for the box truck today. And when I get it, oh yeah, it's crazy. And then when I get the paint for the box coat, the box truck, I'm gonna take a piece of aluminum, I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna spray a spray out card. Then I'm gonna scan it. And then we can take that number, I can text it to the powder coater can text it to the powder coater company, and they can make a powder to match the paint damn near close So the paint will match the powder when we powder everything on the inside, the color. That is cool.
But what they do have is those AI influenced operations in their organization. What we're really going to talk about this year is team intelligence. This idea of how
So
brings us back together as people. And how
that will help out tremendously on color matching powder to paint and paint to powder. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that, boys and girls. I'm excited about that. So let me get this thing right here, and then we're gonna set up. We're gonna cut this piece of plastic. And I'm actually impressed. I'm like super impressed with these Diablo skill saw blades. I mean, just super impressed with them. So I know when I go down to Bernie's Hardware, and pick up a Diablo blade for the router to route out the aluminum, I think that's going to be great. And this is Frank's Red Hot. We put that shit on everything. Y'all okay? We ain't got workman's comp. I don't know what in the hell happened. That gimbal just threw y'all on the ground. That gimbal. Y'all awake? Gary, you didn't drop your cereal, did you? We're gonna cut some of this plastic, Henry. All right, so we're gonna take this one because we've already cut 3. So we're gonna take this one and we're gonna make we're just gonna trace it out as a template. And then once we panel bond the 2 plastic pieces together and they're good to go, I'm gonna take the router and I'm gonna put the probably the 1/8 inch die. I don't know exactly what it's called. I have to look again. The 1/8 inch bit, the 1/8 inch round. There it is. 1/8 inch round bit, and go around the edge and just smooth up the edge of the plastic so it don't have this is like a mold edge. Now my saw blade side is straight, but it's got a little sharp edge on it. So what we'll do is we'll just take the 1/8 inch, I think it's an 1/8 inch round, and we'll just set it in just a little bit and we'll knock the edge off all the way around. Then we'll flip it and we'll do the exact same thing. Then when we cut the aluminum, we'll cut 4 pieces of aluminum, and then I'm gonna have to go and see my friend Pat and get some 3/4 plywood, and we're gonna have to make a puck of a window 2 foot by 2 foot with 2 inch radiuses. So we're gonna have to probably cut out, take some sheet metal, cut out a 2 foot by 2 foot square with 2 inch radiuses on all 4 corners, put it down on the aluminum or on the wood, trace it, then cut a negative image out with a Sawzall, and then sand the inside and make it nice and pretty on the inside. Make 2 of them. Take that, take the aluminum, take the template, put it on the aluminum, measure, mark our hole, then take the puck, the wood puck, screw it to the aluminum, which is going to put holes in the aluminum, which will be fine because we can put button head bolts, double button head bolts on both ends. I found some. So when you screw them together, they're button heads on both sides, so they look like rivets. Bolt the puck, squeeze the wood, and the aluminum in the middle, and squeeze it together. Then take the hole saw, cut a hole in the aluminum in the corner, not all the way in the corner, but in the corner, so I can get the jigsaw in there, and just go around and cut out the hole, not all the way up to the line, but about 1 inch from the line. Take that out, take the daggone router, put the router bit on there with the roller, put a little Pam cooking oil on the bit. I read any carbide bit could cut soft aluminum. Well, it's 50-52 aluminum. It's 14 gauge, it's right at a little bit over 14 gauge. So it should be soft enough for the router, but I'm only going to leave about 3/4 of an inch that we got to cut. I'm going to leave about a 1/2 inch or 3/4. Then I'm going to get a 3/4 router bit. It's called a facing bit. Drop it in there and go around and go clockwise, and I'm getting a bit that turns down so it throws the shavings down and not throw the shavings up. And then have to come out, and we might take some 2x4s and run across the table so we can extend the table out, so when I'm cutting, all the shavings get blowed out onto the floor. And this is all to build some damn doors for that box truck. I might go as far as to get some reese hitch material and go right on the edge of the table and weld 2 pieces of reese hitch material to the table, but keep it where it's still underneath the tabletop so it's not in the way, and then take 2 pieces of tubing and slide the tubing into the reese hitch material into the table and extend out 2 metal rails to hang out, about 2 or 3 foot to hang out this way. So when I put the piece down, I got something holding it and there's nothing in the way, and I got 2 rails sticking out of the table holding my piece. Then I can clamp it to the rails. I can clamp it back there. Then I can take the router and I can literally stand right here and router the piece clockwise, and all the shavings can hit the floor. That's what my brain's been doing for the last 2 or 3 days. Trying to figure out how to cut these friggin' holes. Now another thing I could do, you know, I could take the door, I could cut the door, I could take all 4 pieces of aluminum, I could take it up the street. They have a 400 amp high definition plasma table. I could have them draw it up and have them cut out the holes with the plasma, but then I gotta load it up, I gotta take it up there. They're probably gonna scratch the metal because they ain't gonna give a shit. And then who's to say that they don't put the hole exactly where I want the hole? And then gonna have to pay for a drawing fee, a setup fee, a cut fee, a load fee, unloading fee, and a processing fee. When I can do it all right here. Why would I want to do that, right? And then somebody's gonna say, well, why don't I set it up and do it on this table? Well, I need the edge to be clean, super clean, because they got to put a rubber gasket into it and put a window in this hole. So the hole has to be nice and radiused, and not all jagged up bull crap. So when the glass shop goes to put their rubber gasket in there, they're not fighting it because I didn't do the best I could do for them, and then it just makes a cobbled up mess. So that's where we're at on that. So everybody says it's easy. Man, all you gotta do is just cut a damn hole. That's all you gotta do. Man, it ain't that hard. Just cut a hole. Just cut a hole. I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. The camera's way over there. The camera's about 5 foot from me, so I can see comments, but I can't see them. You know what I mean? So try to get this as square as possible. So I take a square and put right there, so I know that's square. Then I take another square, go to the other side. See, that's why I already done the other ones. And I was going to show you what goes into doing this. I got a square on this side, so I know this is square on this. Then I got a square on that corner, so I know that that's square on that. Then if I run my finger down the edge right here, right, be very careful because it's sharp. Run my finger down the edge right here, it's square here and it's square on the bottom. So with that being said, I just take a Sharpie, all right, and I know when I draw the line on the outside, it's going to be a little bit larger because you got the width of the Sharpie, and I am full aware of that, right? And then if you when you go to cut it with a skill saw, if you cut the line, depending on the thickness of your skill saw blade, you might be too short, right? So I'm going to cut to the right of the line, so my panel is actually the thickness of the Sharpie width wider than I actually need it from the original template. Now the original template was all jagged up, so I just went to all 4 corners and got data points, took a straight square and squared it from corner to corner. I didn't trace out the original door because it was all cattywampus. So I just went to each corner of the point and got data reference points and then drew a straight line and then connected the dots. So that's why I said when I glue these two together, I'm going to go around with the router bit with the 1/8 inch round, and I'm just going to clean up the edge all the way around. I've already put the door in the truck and it fits really, really good. Now these doors are hanging on 2 rollers. So there's 2 rollers at the top. So this door is just actually sliding back and forth. It's just a sliding door. And there was no gasket on the original door. It was just, the original door was just a piece of OSB with a piece of thin flashing metal glued to it, and that was it. There was no molding, there was no rubber gasket, there was none of that. So when it comes time, we might have to go to rubber. There's a place that sells all weatherstripping.com, and we might have to measure the width of the door and the width of the cradle that the door sets into, and tell them, hey, look, this is the width of the cradle, this is the width of the door. I need a rubber gasket that I can put on this door around the perimeter where it slides up inside itself on the forward side. So when they go to slide the door and the door locks, on the front side of the door where it hits up to the pillar and it has that little notch where the door sets into it, they might have a gasket or some type of gasket that I can glue to the door with 2-part epoxy. So when he shuts the door, there's some type of gasket that seals the door a little bit, if that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, man. There's a lot of moving parts. I mean, you got to think about, and also you got to think about, this thing's just a box truck, man. It wasn't designed to do what we're doing with it. It was designed to be like a UPS truck, a rolling box to deliver crackers and nabs back in the 60s to all the gas stations, beauty shops, service stations, and all that stuff. That's what it was designed. That's what it was designed for. That's exactly what it was designed for. So we're taking something and turning it into something else, because that's what the client wants. So now, I'm gonna turn this thing around. I'm gonna show you. What do you say? What's up, John? Oh yeah. All right, so right here we are, right here. So now I got the line. See the line? It goes up and goes around. So what I was talking about is right here. When the door goes to fit, see the door fits right in here in this trough, and it's on rollers. So if we can find some type of gasket that can go on the door and also fit into this trough right here, when he goes to slide the door up and locks the door, pulls the door lock, it will be sealed right here on this perimeter. So that's what I'm talking about on that. So, and also it's got rollers. See the little rollers right there? I got to find some new rollers. And what I was talking about, I forgot the powder coater. I got to take the doghouse box, the lid, and the cover. I forgot to take that because I need them to. I'd like from the powder coat it, but they probably won't because of that hinge. But I could tell them to at least media blast it, and then I can paint it. So I'm gonna sand all this. We're gonna sand all this and paint all that stuff. We're gonna paint all that, and I'm gonna paint it in single stage, so I don't have to deal with nothing. Just put some 2K epoxy down, and then shoot about 3 coats of daggone single stage on it, and be done with it. Be done with it. Be done with it. So that's that. If you're new to the channel right here, here's the powder coating stuff. We picked it up yesterday. These are all the seat brackets and the trim pieces for the seat brackets. And so all the black stuff is for the box truck. So that's what that is right there. What's up, SWC? So, hey, SWC. So the wife, she found this guy on TikTok that's down there in Florida that got these German wire hair pointers, these draw hairs, that I think they're doing them with pellet pow-pows, and they're sicking the draw hairs up on the iguanas. on the iguanas. Well, you do know, big dog, I got 2 of them dogs, and they are hunting machines. I might have to load up and come down there to Florida, and me and you go around and have to catch some daggone iguanas. So I'm just saying, she was showing me, and I was like, she said, that looks like Diesel and Roxy. And I said, absolutely. And I said, you see, they ain't got no sorry ass labs doing it. They ain't got no sorry ass labs doing it. Oh, I'm sure they did. Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. All right, so let me set this up and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. So I need to cut this line, but I need to make me a fence or a jig. A lab too damn smart. No. A lab goes from point A to point B. That's it. I mean, labs are good dogs, don't get me wrong. Labs are good to go from point A to point B. That's it. You say, fetch it up, they go, they swim out, they get the duck, the goose, they come back, they sit on their pad, they're done. That's their job. Point A to point B. That's it. You send a wire hair, you send a draw hair, that's something going to tear up hell and high nation, try to find what he's trying to find, or she trying to find. They are hunting damn machines. I ain't seen no border collie chase no ducks or no birds or fetch up. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying I ain't never seen nothing like that. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it. Now somebody knows, then let me know and send me a message. Let me see. But I ain't seen it. I'm telling you. A daggone draw hair will outwork the fire out of them. Them are some daggone hunting son of guns. All right, so our fence. Oh yeah. So let me correct something. Yeah, train them to herd cattle. Absolutely. I was saying that I've never seen a border collie been trained to hunt birds, quail, chucker, ducks. I've never seen them to be trained to shed hunt, track deer, track people. Never seen that. Not saying that they can't. I'm just saying I've never seen that. Now, for a draw hair, absolutely. 100%, absolutely. Talking two different things. Just like my friend, he raises labs and he raises world champion beagles. And they're great at what they do. They track, they run rabbits, they raise them as trackers and stuff like that. But you don't see no beagle out here chasing no rabbit. I mean, you don't see no beagle out here chasing no birds. You don't see them out here doing shed hunting. You don't see no 10-inch beagle jumping in the swamp, swimming out there getting a duck. That's what a blue Hitler. Yeah, a blue Hitler. Yes, sir, Henry. Them are some guns. Yeah, them blue healers, man, they're bad dogs too. They badass. Them dogs are badass too. What's up, Matt? All right, so what I'm doing is I'm measuring 1.5 inches because that's the width of the saw blade, right? That's where it's at. So we measuring right at to the left of the line, 1.5 inches, right? 1.5 inches right there. So we got 1.5 inches, right? So we're gonna take this handy dandy clamp right here. All dogs have their purpose. You know what I mean? All dogs have their purpose. I'm just talking about, the wife showed me the other day that these guys down there in Florida, they were hired by the city. They were hired by the city to control the iguana population, and they were using draw hairs or German wire hair pointer. That's what it translates to. That's what they were using. And he says that he tried to use labs, and labs just did not have the hunting capacity and the drive to drag a 4-foot iguana into the boat. Said that they would run out to it and just stop. A German wire hair pointer, if they didn't do a good pow-pow, a German wire hair pointer would chase that son of a gun down. Chase it down. So that's what we were talking about. There's a lot of good dogs out there that do a lot of good things. I mean, the dogs that can smell people's insulin drop when their sugar drops, that's amazing. I got a buddy that his daughter, she has a medical condition that I don't know exactly what it is, but it's bad. And when something in her drops, and she has seizures, and the dog can detect when she's about to have an episode, and will alert them so they can do what they need to do. And that right there is amazing. That is flat ass out amazing. But I don't know what her condition is. And they have I forget what the dog is. It's a small dog. I'll have to text him today when I get off the phone and ask him what kind of dog that was that they bought his daughter. Because it was like 20 grand. The dog, the training, and everything, I think it was like $20,000 for the dog and all the training and everything. So yeah, every dog, don't get all twisted out here and be all upset with me saying that I said draw hairs were the best dogs. You know. All right, so we're gonna cut this piece right here. You want to make sure everything is good and secure, because this plastic, if you run across with a skill saw and you push it down, what happens is the fencing, it drops down and the saw can go underneath this. So that's why I got it to the table and I got it clamped down. Now, let me show you. Now with 1.5 inches, we're gonna cut this, then we're gonna cut the 45, and then we're gonna cut the long piece, okay? So that's that. I've already done this a couple times. I know this works pretty good. Also, take this right here. We're gonna slide this. And that's my other hand. All right? That's my other hand. And that's the blade we're using. Okay? All right. So once we start cutting, we're just gonna go on with it, right? We're just gonna go on with it. Let me get y'all back here so y'all can see. Slide it out just a little bit more. You slide it out just a little bit more. The clamps have got to be straight with the table when it hits the saw. Inch and a half. Inch and a half. It moved a little bit on me. Inch and a half, inch and a half, inch and a half. All right, that's good. Just like that. Just like that. So that that's that cut. So that's our cut there. Now we're going to cut the little 45 piece off. We're going to cut it off. Now we're going to cut this piece off right here. So let me get you set up on that, and then we'll be good to go. Same thing on this one. Same thing, inch and a half. So right there. Somebody's probably gonna say, why don't you use a piece of ply? Why don't you use a 2x4? Or why don't you use something other than that lever? Well, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this lever, and a 2x4 or a 1x4 is not straight, it's crooked. So, I need a straight edge. If I had a small piece of 1-inch tubing, I would use a piece of 1-inch tubing, but I don't have a piece of 1-inch tubing. But I do have a piece of 6 foot, and that we're going to use that for the long piece, the long side. Inch and a half. That moved a little bit. All right, we got that. Got this cut and one more cut, and this door will be done. See, that right there is 1.5 inches. So my blade cut's right there. So that's 1.5 inches. So I got to step it back 1.5 inches that way. Make sure ain't nothing underneath it. So that's that. Yeah, we're doing the doors for, we got to cut 4 pieces of plastic and 4 pieces of aluminum. Then we're going to take the 2 pieces of plastic, we're going to panel bond them together. Then we're going to cut 2 pieces of aluminum, and then we're going to panel bond that to that. And then we're going to then cut a 2x2 hole with 2-inch radius corners for the window. All right, so now we're going to cut. Now we're going to cut the long side. Now we're going to cut the long side. Now we're going to rip it good. Now with this one, we're going to use this piece of tubing. This tubing is just long enough where I can grab the clamp and still have me a fence. Plus it won't be in the way of the clamp. So sometimes you gotta use what you got. So I need to move this over just a little bit. Just a little bit. I wanna see you wiggle it. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel and you've yet to hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, that's 1.5 inches. Let's go down here and do this end down here. Inch and a half. You want to make sure you got it. Make sure we got it far enough in so when I put the clamp is running the same way as the rail, because if the clamp's sticking out here, you won't be able to run the saw, and the clamp will be in your way. So that's it. We might have to move it just a smidge. So that's 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches. So we good. All right. So we got to get our extra hands. Got to take our extra hands. That right there is my extra hand. So this holds it, and when it cuts it, it's just gonna fall. All right. What's up, Nathan? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Mac? I just told y'all. Y'all need to have it out far enough so the clamp ain't in the way. There we go. All right, let's double check right here. So when I come through here with a saw, it don't put no much pressure here, so the fence drops down, so we're good there. Just take your time, man, just take your time. Just like that, boys and girls. Just like that, boys and girls. Just like that, boys and girls. We have got photos. We got photos. We got photos. All right, let me take this one over there. So let me show you what we got. Look at all that. Look like we've been at the barber shop. Now I gotta get all these up. All right, so, oh yeah, I picked this up yesterday. This right here is gonna help out tremendously. Check this out. Picked this up yesterday. Picked this up. Picked that up. We'll talk about that here in just a second. And look at this little baby. Look at this little toy. Look at that little toy right there. Look at that little toy. I told y'all I was gonna pick me up a little ball peen, little stubby ball peen. Yeah, sheetrock square. Yeah, this thing will work out great because I can take it and put it on the edge of the table, you know, when I'm laying out stuff. So that's gonna work out great. That's gonna work out great. Got this little stubby ball peen. All right, so here's all the powder coating stuff. Picked it up yesterday. Well, it's not all of it, it's most of it. The black stuff is for the box truck. That's all the seat brackets and all the covers and all that. Look, man, look at that thing. Look where it throwed all them shavings over here. Look where it throwed all that. So there's 3 doors. All right, here's the 4th one. So here's the 4th one. So y'all see it's in there. So see that one. So that's just one part of the puzzle. So we got to glue two plastics together. Then we got to cut 2 pieces of aluminum and put aluminum on the outside and aluminum on the inside. Then we got to cut a daggone window in there. So let me show you, if you're new to the channel, let me show you what we're making. So we taking I didn't want to do that. The original door for this box truck was a piece of 3/4 or a piece of 1/2-inch OSB. Was a piece of 1/2-inch OSB, and then this flashing material. See that? And then it was glued to it, and it was just destroyed. So we took this apart live. So that's what we're making. So instead of putting OSB in the middle, I got 2 pieces of 1/4-inch HDM plastic, which will give me 1/2-inch plus or minus. And then we're going to sheet it with 14 gauge 5052 aluminum, and we're going to panel bond the 2 pieces of plastic together, and then we're going to cut the hole out for the window. And then we're going to take 2 pieces of aluminum, we're going to cut the hole out for the window, and then we are going to put the skin on it, and then we're going to put the panel bond it to it, and we're probably going to, and then we'll put the other side on it and panel bond it. We still got to cut, I didn't cut these yet. We still got to cut these notches. Yeah, that's right, Mac. We still got to cut these notches for the rollers. I didn't cut these yet because I got to find rollers. So I'd hate to drill a hole and then the hole be too big. So I got to find rollers first, new rollers. Then I can drill new holes. So this is what we're doing. So there's 4 pieces of plastic, and then the aluminum. Here's the aluminum sheets over here. Here's the aluminum sheets right there. They're 14 gauge, so we're going to take we're going to have to take 4 sheets of these. 4 sheets of these and cut the same pattern out we just cut out, and do that, and then we'll go from there. So that's that. I'm gonna do a little bit of housekeeping and get some of this mess up. But a little update if you're new. This is a 61 Ford box truck. This is all the ceiling pieces. We've already put them in there. We got to take them back up there, and then we got to peel the plastic off because this is the shiny side. This is the H&R, which is heat noise reducer, and this is the XO2 system, which is bed liner, which is equivalent to Line-X, and this is equivalent to lizard skin. There's the gun to spray this. This right here, I can spray it with my new, with the new Exodus, or not the Exodus, the new Luma Shadow Primer Gun 2.0, and then as soon as I'm done, I need to wash it out with hot soapy water. But before I do that, everything that's in raw metal, I need to put 2K epoxy on it. So with that being said, what we're going to do is I'm going to take this panel off, get it ready, take it to the powder coaters. Gonna take the doghouse, take it to the powder coaters. All the bead rolling dash pieces is at the powder coaters. The bracket that holds the gauge cluster and all the new benzel case that we made, that's at the powder coaters. The emergency brake handle is at the powder coaters. I didn't take those because I just changed my mind. And the speaker pods are at the powder coaters, and the radio pod is at the powder coaters. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if I'm gonna cut those other aluminum sheets yet. I might, but I'm gonna take this off, get in here and blow this out, and go from there. So it's 10 o'clock now. I got the sealer and the base coat and the hardener on the plate warmer. I've had it on the plate warmer since about 6:30, 7:30 this morning. It's supposed to get 67, 70 degrees today. If that's the case, I'm going to try to, I don't know, I'm just going to have to see how it looks, and I might go ahead and go ahead and paint the bumper, the grill, and the roll pan for the 68C10. I might go ahead and take advantage of the day, run the heat up in the booth, get it nice and toasty, about 80 degrees in there, and then go in there, let it sit about at 80 for about an hour so everything gets good temperature, and go in there and wipe everything down, and then put sealer down on the roll pan, the grill, and the bumper for the 68C10. Then let that flash off for about 30 minutes, run the heat a little bit, then go back in there, put 3 coats of base on there, then run the heat back up, and then go in there and put some clear on it. So, and just basically chasing the sun so the temperature stays. So that's the plan. Here's what I'm looking for, Mac. That's what I'm looking for right there. I'm looking for rollers like that. That's what I need, Mac. See, that's the roller. It's just it looks like a damn garage door roller, honestly. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I don't know if I'll go back live in the booth, because like like Mike says, it's going to be busy, and I'm going to be chasing the sun. I'm going to be chasing the heat and the sun. And so that's where we're at on that. So that's the rollers that I need. I just hadn't went and investigated nothing like that. And then, so I'm going to put I got to put epoxy on all bare metal. And then I got 7 days to get back on it. Well, I haven't got the toner for the undercoating. So I hadn't got the toner yet, right? So until I get the toner, I don't want to do anything, because once I spray this on the walls, I got to wait 18 hours before I got to wait 18 hours induction time before I can get on it. Then after 18 hours, I got 36 hours to top coat it. So after I spray this, I got to wait 18 hours. Then I got a 36-hour window. Then I have to spray AP promoter over top of this. Then I have to mix up B and C really, really good, and then pour it into A and mix this up and put my toner in this, then take this and put it in that and spray the walls. That's what I got to do. So basically, I need to have all my components on this table before I start doing anything. Because if I spray the epoxy, I got 7 days to get back on it without sanding it. Okay, so I got to tape up everything that's black. I got to tape up everything. Like literally, I have to tape up everything, because I'm going to paint all this. I'm going to paint every bit of this. I'm going to paint everything up there. I'm going to paint everything up there. I got to tape up the ceiling. I got to tape everything up. I know, right? And then go from there. So I literally got to tape. I mean, I'll have a day just in taping. I'm gonna put that cardstock down on the floor. So we'll do that and we'll put that stuff down. But everything else, like I'll have to tape up all this because this is not getting painted yet. Everything in here, like all this, see, this is riveted in, so I'm gonna have to sand this and paint all this, and then probably have to come back and tape this up and then paint this black. All that's gonna have to get painted. The windshield pillars got to get painted. All that's got to get painted. All that's got to get painted. I'm taking this to the powder coaters to see if they can powder coat it or at least media blast it for me. So the dash has got to get painted. That's got to get painted. The top of all that up there at the top, that crown molding part up there is getting H&R. The walls are getting H&R. And then all the dash pieces that we took to the get powder coated, when they get done, they're getting put back over this, and they'll be powder coated the same color as the truck. The reason why I'm painting this, or at least painting the edges, so when you don't see none of this, won't be raw. So maybe I'll just trim out, just around the edges. I don't know. Probably be easier just to go ahead and just paint it and be done with it. And then the back two walls that get painted, and then the top rail up there get painted. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So, yeah. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. So once the walls get painted and all that stuff, I think I gotta wait, I think 7 days at 70 degrees. And then I'm gonna take the metal, and Lord knows don't wanna scratch nothing, and start putting the pieces of metal back up there, and then start pop riveting. And there's like 375, 400 pop rivets. And then once that's done, I need to go down to the metal shop and have them break me some trim so I can have them break me some, 20-foot sticks of trim, and then I can cut it with the snips. And I need to run some trim down the side, down the back, and down here. I found some LED strip lights last night. It's called Warm Low Light. And it comes in 25-foot rolls. So I'll have to order 2 rolls, and then I can run LED light strip behind that molding all the way around. And then when we come back and the dash is here and we wire up the switch on the dash, when he flips the switch, the LED lights will light up all the way around, and it'll kind of illuminate the light in there. Yeah. And then once the inside's done, at least the back, once all that's done, I can take that seat bracket, put it back in here, bolt it down, put the trim panels around it, put it in there, and then take the back seat and put the back seat back in there. And then after we get the doors made, then I'll have to paint the inside of the doors. The outside, well, the doors will have to be painted, but I'll have to paint the door and try to get the doors in here without scratching them. Because you got to pick the door up cattywampus, stick it in here and slide it in this pocket, and then pick it back in there. And Lord knows you got to do that without scratching it. So I might have to tape the whole door up and do that. But once I get everything painted on the inside, we got to get it back on the lift, take the body off the lift, put the body back on the roller buggy, take everything out of the chassis, finish welding up the chassis, take the chassis to the powder coaters, get the chassis powder coated, put it all back together, set the engine back in there, set the transmission back in there, order a dry shaft, hook up all that stuff, run the brake lines, the fuel lines, electrical lines. Then, once all that's done, fire up the engine, order a wiring harness, and wire up the whole box. But the box will be in the booth, and then there's really no body work on this thing. It's just actually scuff and shoot. So I just have to buzz it all down with 320. Man, I'll have a week in sanding on this sucker. And then probably longer than that. And then tape up the top, spray the top, and single stage white. Let that dry for a few days. Then tape up the top, and then paint this single stage white. Once that's done, tape that up, and then spray the box. And we ain't even out of damn February yet. Woo! Plus, I got the K5 and the 68. And I got to get the daggone Impala up here. See, I thought tomorrow was going to be warm. See, the weather changed. So I thought Wednesday was going to be 67 degrees. I was going to pull the Impala and the shop, get all this stuff, put it somewhere, get the Impala up here underneath the canopy or something, and try to work on the Impala. But I watched the weather last night, and it says, no, it's going to be 67 degrees on Tuesday. Well, the weather just changed everything up. So now I had to scramble like you scrambled eggs. Yeah, blow the horn. So I had to scramble like you get your eggs at the cafe and change up my game plan and go from there. So I'm hoping that I didn't put the product on the plate warmer in vain. I'm hoping by 11:30 it's getting close to 67 degrees, because this morning it was 28 degrees, and that's a long... Yeah, I ain't got no more. I don't do deadlines. I ain't doing deadlines no more, Mac. I ain't doing deadlines no more. No more. I'm not putting that unwanted pressure on me no more. If you got a deadline, take it somewhere else. It's like Willie Rebuild said the other night in one of his videos. I don't know which one it was. I've damn near watched them all. He said, I don't do that. What did he say? I don't do that trending stuff. And I had to go back and watch it again, what he said. Don't do that trending stuff. Where deadlines, makeshift deadlines, where you got to do that. Ain't nobody got time for that unwanted stress. I got enough to deal with now to worry about unwanted stress. I'm not dealing with it. If you got a deadline, take it somewhere else. I'll be all right with it. I'll be all right with it. So boys and girls, been on there 72 minutes. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. I might do goals, no deadlines. That's right, goals. I will do shorts periodically during the day to keep the algorithm going, but I don't know if I'll go live. If I go live, it'll probably be later this afternoon to give you an update what's going on, because like I said, it's 10 o'clock now. I don't even know what the temperature is outside, but I'm going to be chasing the heat and chasing the weather today, and chasing vendors on the phone to find out toners and this and that and all this other stuff. So I appreciate every single one of you, boys and girls. Remember what I said, hit that subscribe button. Oh, yeah, I got this too. I picked this up too, this little angle finder. It wasn't but $4.99, but I picked this up. So it's set right there to kind of help me a little bit better doing some angles on that thing. So I picked up that angle finder, that little ball peen hammer, and that T-square. So boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Remember what I said, boys and girls. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first at Lucy and Drag.